Hey everybody, Frank here, Godzilla Island for the Mazer Squad with a review of the Mechagodzilla 50th Anniversary one-shot special from IDW. It's sort of like a Godzilla Rivals in a way, but it's not. This is specifically got the Godzilla Mechagodzilla title. It's a one-shot. Really awesome story. Let's get you some of the crew here that worked on it. We have Rich Douek was the writer, Andrew Griffith was the artist, Priscilla Tramontano was the colorist, Russ Wooten was the letterer, Jake Williams and David Mariotti, as always, on the editors, and Nathan Whittick with the designs. Great tribute to Godzilla and Mechagodzilla's history. They managed to cram all the versions of Mechagodzilla in here, all the Toho on-screen versions. We get Heisei era, we get Hiryu, we get the Showa Mechagodzilla. Love the story and how they just were able to pull off bringing in all these different Mechagodzillas and showing how they appeared. And, you know, just Mechagodzilla is just a iconic villain for Godzilla. So to be able to see Mechagodzilla, and we even get to see the Super X in here also, was really cool. Very well done. Definitely one of my favorite one-shots as of late from IDW. You know, I love the one-shots that they do. They're all very well done, and you know, they have to cram a story into only so many pages in a single issue, and a lot of the times these writers just have been nailing it, and they like I said, they do a fantastic job, and this is one of my favorite ones. This one, it starts off with a reporter, Ben Sachs. He's basically going around interviewing all these people who have interacted with Tamato Sato, who is a boy that survived Godzilla's attack. His whole family was killed back when, we're assuming this is 70s-ish. And he was this great mind, and it turns out like he ends up being the one that builds Mechagodzilla. So we see the first attack. This is him as a boy getting saved. There's the rescue uniforms. They really kind of resemble, to me, these rescue uniforms kind of resembled Ultraman. So this reporter is going around trying to do this like article on this Ben Sachs is going around doing it on Sato. So Ben is doing this whole history of him because, you know, he's considered this whole savior now, Mr. Sato, because he's the one that's eventually, spoiler, invents Mechagodzilla and all this technology to battle Godzilla. And all these people are kind of just hyping him up, saying what a great person he is, yada yada. And Ben's like, you know, he's like, I'm a reporter. He's like, I'm not here to write a fluff article for this guy that's rich. Yeah, sure, he's a tech prodigy, but, you know, I'm here to give the truth. And he's like, something's just not adding up. So he goes on to the next one, and it's a pilot that worked with Sato on the Super X. This is before Mechagodzilla was invented. This was Sato's first invention. And, you know, they thought they were doing well, and Godzilla took down the Super X, but thanks to Sato, this pilot survived. And he's like, you know, listen, Sato's a hero. He's like, I don't know what you're looking to find, but believe me, he's a good guy. You shouldn't, if not for him, I would be dead. He's like, sure, I can't use my legs anymore, but he saved me from that crash. And he's like, just get out of here and don't look for anything negative. And then we go to the next retelling, and once again, it's another Godzilla attack. This time, it's when they invented the Mechagodzilla, and they're like, oh, we thought we had him, shocked, because, you know, when he appeared, he saw another one of him, and he thought he was the only one. This time, Sato had the Mechagodzilla hidden as this Godzilla, and then boom, Mechagodzilla reveals itself. But it turns out, as we find out from this next interviewee, that was indeed not the truth. That Mechagodzilla was not Sato's invention. It was the alien. So that's when Ben gets this call from this informant who tells him, hey, I was there. That day was also the first day Sato saw Mechagodzilla, and it was alien technology, but he took it and claimed that it was his. And then they began working on Mechagodzilla, upgrading it over the years. Mechagodzilla fought. Godzilla would always get close to winning, but Godzilla would still somehow pull it off. Rodan would even help eventually to help fight Godzilla, and then turn on Mechagodzilla. And then they invented Garuda to replace Super X, and that still did not give him enough edge. And he's like, listen, he's like, something sketchy about him. He's working with aliens. And that's when the lasers come in and his informant gets killed, another former co-pilot of Sato's. And then Ben gets taken into custody by Sato, and you see he's been working with the aliens all these years. He's like, listen, Mechagodzilla is not mine, it's alien technology. He's like, listen, I'm just helping them take over slowly. He's like, why should we lose the world to Godzilla when we could get it run perfectly fine by the aliens? We could make an alliance. And he's like, listen, the aliens want this world for their own. They don't want it for your help. And now we see his latest upgrade is Kiryu, and he's put this... This is the only thing that I thought was a little far-fetched. He puts this gem on Kiryu's head, the Mechagodzilla version. And apparently this gem is going to absorb all the negative thoughts about Godzilla that the people have. And it's going to give Mechagodzilla all the power it finally needs to defeat Godzilla. And Mechagodzilla faces off against Godzilla here in the finale. And it's not looking good for Godzilla. But Ben manages to talk to one of these guys and gets him to turn. And he escapes the prison cell, and he lets everyone know, hey, listen, Sato's been working with the aliens. He's betrayed the human race all these years. He's not the savior you all thought he was. And then they all turn and begin cheering on Godzilla. And they start to lose the power. And Godzilla takes down Kiryu, and the aliens are like, listen, you couldn't get the job with our old Mechagodzilla done, so we're sending in our own. And boom, that's where we get our classic Showa era Mechagodzilla appearance. And the two face off once again, and Godzilla's like, nah, I ain't having it, I always win. And that's when Sato's like, listen, he's like, if I can't have this, then I'm helping. So he also fires the cannon from his Kiryu, takes down the Mechagodzilla by helping Godzilla, sacrifices himself. Godzilla returns to the ocean. The Earth is saved from the aliens. Got a little crazy there. There was a lot going on here, but really good story. Read it for yourself. Absolutely loved this one. I mean, the Showa Mechagodzilla movies are honestly my favorite. I'm personally not a big fan of the Heisei era Mechagodzilla. I always thought the design was kind of like plain, like there's no colors to it. It's just kind of like fluffy looking. I feel like it's like very bubbly. It's not one of my favorite designs. Without the Garuda attachment, it looks lame. The Garuda attachment gives it that upgrade where it looks cool. But yeah, really enjoy this one. Hope you guys check it out for yourselves. Let me know what you thought of this comic book. Thanks for watching.